Hi, Rosie.
Hi, Linda,
It's great to see you.
and you too. This is unique.
Isn't it though? Someone told me, I asked the question because I've lost track, that we're in week 5.
Oh,
Is it week 5 for you staying home?
well, staying home is kind of a mixed thing for me because I shut down the bakery on March 21st, but we still have an online store and
Good,
we do deliveries twice a week.
good.
So I still have to go in and cook.
Right.
And,
But
you
that's,
know,
but that's, the only thing you're doing. Let's tell our viewers that you're in Vancouver, which is great. The only
oh,
person who I've talked to on a regular basis from Vancouver is Stephanie Lloyd, our
oh yes,
sales manager, who you know.
I do.
And she tells me that it's fairly quiet.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, and I will say, as far as BC is concerned, we are apparently doing a great job in
Yes.
flattening the curve. I mean, our numbers are really good, but there's a reason for that because there's nothing going on.
Same here.
Everybody's home.
Same
Yeah,
here. Same
yeah.
here. And by the way, I have right here
Oh,
last May when we did your cookbook.
yes,
Here we go.
yeah.
Love that cookbook. So I need to talk about that when we get to your kitchen
Thank you.
because
Yeah.
I've used some of the recipes, and the
Oh,
cookbook
good.
is called Let Me Feed You. If anyone wants to order it, it's wonderful.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. It has these sort of homey,
Yeah.
classic recipes. Like my favorite is If Summer Were a Salad. Isn't
Yes.
that what we're feeling like?
Yes.
If
Nice
summer were a
fresh and
salad.
light.
And
Yes.
you're a famous baker.
Well,
I associate you with baking.
I know everyone does, but it's funny through this crisis and having to set up this online store, what I'm making in abundance, so many things out of that cookbook for people, but vegetarian lasagna, turkey chili, chicken noodle soup, mac
Mhm.
and cheese. I mean, all the comforting kind of easy foods that people are really craving right now, I think.
Well, it's
Not,
a reason they call it comfort food.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
So are you going to show us
Yeah.
where you're sitting? Give us
Okay,
the
well, I
tour.
absolutely will, but I was to say, I don't know, can you,
Oh,
this
oh
is
my
Pickle.
darling.
Yeah, little Pickle. And because if you hear a little growl now and again, this is her because she's looking out the window while she's
Oh,
sitting on my lap. But I
and
can't put
she's
her
in
down.
the book. She's in the book
She's in
too.
the book. Yeah,
Hi,
she is.
Pickle. Hey, Pickle.
She's
Oh,
like, what's going on? Okay, so I'm in our dining room, but you're familiar with the house. It's really open concept. It's not a huge house by any stretch of the imagination, but perfect for Paul and I. We love it.
so can you take your computer
Yes.
and start us at the door when we walk in those beautiful doors leading out to your terrace?
Okay, so hold on, let me drop the dog.
Drop the dog.
There you go, Pickle.
Yes,
Okay, so let's see if I can do this for you.
you can do this.
Okay, so if I'm looking out right now into our
Right.
front yard,
So
right?
show us the view outside
See?
and just bring your screen down a bit. Yes, beautiful. That's what I
Okay.
remember. And move it over so we can see the table and chairs.
Okay, well, you can't because they're all a jumble because there's a fence builder outside.
So what? We need your dirty secrets. Everybody wants
Okay, so
true
what's
life
going
now.
on? Lou,
Good.
the fence builder, is working
Okay.
on our vegetable garden for
Hi,
us.
Lou.
Yeah, that's Lou. He's over there.
Okay.
Okay, so if you came in those sliding doors,
Yep.
you would come into our dining room.
And you'd see the dining room first. So if you go over towards the fireplace,
Yes, okay.
you give us that beauty shot.
Obviously, we're building a puzzle, which is
Mhm.
also be life-saving.
Go over towards the fireplace and give us the beauty shot when you walk in. What's the
Okay.
eye view when you
Oh,
walk in those doors?
Okay, so when you walk in okay, wait, because I'm walking in the front door now. If you
No,
were
I
walking
want-
in the front door, so you want this shot. Hold on.
Yes, that's the shot that I remember that I'm in love with.
Oh, okay, well, there she is. Yes, so their dining room next to
Kitchen.
the kitchen.
With your beautiful built-ins in your dining room, can you go up closer? So we're shooting this for House and Home, so we're giving people a preview, and then we want them to ditch the video so that it comes out in the magazine. It's like, wow, I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, so this has been great for this house, I will say, because it's not okay. That's enough. It is not a big house, and so I made sure that we did everything a lot of built-ins. As much as I love freestanding furniture, it just didn't make as much sense in this place. So yeah, and then kitchen, overlooking the dining room. So if we go into the kitchen and we do this, come around the corner, then you can kind of see how that relates or maybe the lights.
Oh, no, I can see it perfectly. And the thing that I loved when you told me the story of how this house was built, what was it, 70s maybe?
Well, I think really this house is more like late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, okay, even better. And so it was a bungalow style, sort of a split level, and you made it so cool and sort of modern.
You know what, the big thing I did here for sure is that I guess maybe what you can appreciate is if you come in the front door, which is here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah,
perfectly.
Okay, so if you come in the front door, then what you see is like,
oh, that is beautiful.
Okay, so but when we bought this house, the kitchen was a separate room, like it was all walled, like in the living room, everything. So I just made the decision to take out everything and make it one big open room. Which
is brilliant. And you have a sunken living room down 2 steps.
Yes, yeah, you got to go down a couple steps to get in there, but it gives you such good height on the ceiling, with the ceilings.
Okay, so there's a really good trick you just mentioned for people renovating, rethinking their rooms. That's why so many builders used to sink the living room in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, so you could have height. Yeah,
a little more dramatic in the ceiling height, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then, of course, I don't know, can you see the living room?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is really, what I love about this house, and this is our basically we call this the crossword area, because this is where Paul does the crossword.
In Vancouver, with the weather you have,
yes,
microclimate, do you need heat and air conditioning?
Yes.
You do.
Oh, I don't need air conditioning. I absolutely don't need air conditioning. There's, that's a bad idea, isn't it? But there, that's better. Yeah. There's some nights I wish we had it, but in Vancouver, you're talking about like 2 weeks of the year that it's really hot. And then, definitely through winter. But again, given the size of this house, when things really cool off, I can turn on the furnace, but the fireplace.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, keeps up this area so nice. So it's great in the mornings, in the winter when we come in, we just turn on the fireplace and it's cozy and great and warms everything up. So yes, our hydro bills are not.
Lucky you. Okay, it snowed today on my terrace.
Well, I follow a woman on Instagram who lives in Chicago, and I looked at her Instagram yesterday. I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
I said, you gotta be kidding.
Yeah.
Then it stopped and the sun came out. So show us your kitchen, please.
Okay.
I love your kitchen.
So kitchen. Again, this is where it all happens, I guess. And I did redo the kitchen about, I guess about 3 years ago now. I redid it. Because when I did it originally and when it was first in the magazine, maybe that was.
Oh, that was years ago.
13 years ago.
Yeah.
So everything was teak.
Yeah.
Which just cracks me up. But yeah, so it was in keeping with what was going on at the time, But I had to go back to my true love, which is always the Carrera marble. It's,
Of course, and I associate you with painted kitchen cabinets.
Yes.
Carrera marble counters, always your sort of French, sort of dusky colors.
Yes.
Always.
Totally. Yeah.
So tell us what your cupboards are. What's your paint color?
Okay. So paint. Well, that's interesting. I should have confirmed this. And
it's okay. You can let us know.
Okay, good. Because the paint color on the cabinets, my cabinet guy just matched, but the paint color on my fixtures, which are these guys. And
I love those.
We have to talk about this. Urban Electric. Love this company so much, out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Yep.
And those you can custom color.
And they do it for you.
Yes, they do everything for you, and everything is custom done. It's phenomenal. So I had chosen a Farrow and Ball, and I'm off the top of my head, I'm like, oh God, that was 3 years ago. What color was that?
Doesn't matter.
I will confirm for you, but
we'll nag you and we'll put it up online.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, but I do that. Those fixtures were they were a jumping off point for me for sure for this.
And your upper cupboards? What about your upper cupboards?
Well, upper cupboards, again, usually
Creamy.
Creamy, yeah, it's just a richer white. And so I had used, I think as I used as a reference at the time, it wasn't cloud white, I think,
Yeah,
which is
cloud
what I
white.
historically always used.
Benjamin Moore. And tell me about your backsplash behind your stove.
Well, okay, so the trick with the backsplash was, it's just a Carrera Subway.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing about this, oh, and the other thing that's really fun in this kitchen that people do not know. So I wanted to do this open shelving. I liked the idea of adding this. And so I could, because this was a facelift, a little quick kind of facelift we did in the kitchen, we had the tile applied right over top of the old backsplash that I had put up. And
really?
And I could get away with it because both ends of the counter, like they dead end into the wall, right? So there was nothing kind of exposed, so we could do it. We could take it down.
But what was the old backsplash underneath?
It was a glass, again, very, very 13 years ago. It was
but what a good tip, because ripping it off and making good the wall is always the worst part.
Exactly. And I just thought, no, let's be efficient. So we could go right over top. But so we took out the corner cabinets and we tiled to the ceiling. And then my cabinet maker made me these shelves, which look to be solid marble shelves, but they're not. This underneath here, this is marble laminate. We just faced them.
But it's real marble laminate or man-made?
No, this is arborite, like laminate. Okay.
Is it actually by arborite or is it from?
I think so. Huh. Yeah, I think it is. So, but they all make them, whether for mica arborite. But my point is that, like, you would never know. It saved us a ton of money and the weight.
And what's on the face of it? Is it also
real marble?
Yeah, so that's real marble.
Yeah. So all we did was face the front of them.
Okay, this is super clever, and you've just given our viewers a great tip.
Yeah, and so to the eye, you would never know to look at it. And I also kind of like, the fact that, like, I'm putting all the dishes down on top of everything, and I have no worries up here at all. Like, it's, wipe it all down, easy peasy. So
clever.
So that's my secret in the kitchen.
Very good.
Yes, it's
out. What about your baking? Any secrets there?
Oh, well, how long is our chit chat today? I got loads of baking tips, but right now it seems the world is entirely about the freezer. Yes. Everything, right?
Yes,
I mean, exactly. We're all living out of our freezers, which is a really big adjustment for Paul and I.
Oh, it's huge because, and for me, I live with a Frenchman, like a Parisian, Michel, who goes to this store every day of his life. Yes. He believes you only buy what you need for the next day. And it's not possible. Now we're going once a week because we have to be good citizens.
Exactly.
And so the freezer is, like you said, hugely, hugely important.
Yeah. So here's my tip on the freezer. Given that we were really not people that ever, we're more like Michelle. We were just like, what are we eating tonight? What do we feel like? No. So in stocking the freezer, the one thing I did do was make a freezer inventory, which I keep in the kitchen. And that way we can reference it. Because the one thing with the freezer and me is I don't know what's in there. I forget what's in there. I don't know. And then you go and you're like, oh, look, there's 4 hamburger patties in here. So I made a running inventory that we update, we cross off when we use things. And that has been super helpful. And even to look at and say, what do you want for dinner tonight? And I'll look at that and say, okay, and we can plan ahead 2 days and say, okay, I'm going to make beef stew. Let's pull that now. Let's do so.
Great tip.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then baking, it all freezes. So don't worry about that either. But I don't think there's any concern there. I feel like the whole world is making banana bread right now. So we're loaf heavy right now. Everybody, that's again, the comfort end of things, that and chocolate chip cookies. But so we're pretty safe.
So what are you baking for your customers that's super popular?
Well, let's see what, actually, the most popular thing we're doing right now, just people are going crazy for, is the homemade English muffins.
Oh, I've never had one.
Oh, so that recipe is in Let Me Feed
Oh.
You. Yes. So if you want a fun project, make homemade
Okay,
English
Rosie,
muffins.
you know, the recipes you gave us are up
Yes.
online at houseandhome.com.
Yes. Oh, good.
People can go there, but there are only about 4 recipes. And my copy of your cookbook is at the office, and I'm not allowed to go. Please send me the recipe for the English muffins.
Okay. You know what? I will I will contact.
Just send it to me.
Random House. I can just send it to you. Perfect.
Just send it to me.
Okay.
I'm not sharing it. I'm making them.
Oh. Oh, I was thinking, hey, should we let the readers?
No, I want to make them.
Okay, good, because it's really easy. It's so fun, and once you have a homemade English muffin, you'll just
going back.
You're not going back, and so it makes a dozen. Put them in the freezer, just like you would a bag of normal English muffins. And
great.
Honestly, yeah, people are going crazy, so it's fun. Really
Anything
fun.
else that you're baking and freezing?
Lots of pies.
Yeah.
Pies. And that's what's fun for us doing it this way now is, I mean, we've always sold a lot of pie, but now we're selling them unbaked.
Oh, that's good.
So you're going to take that pie home and bake it yourself. And I think
good.
People really enjoyed.
Since you're making me very hungry, and I refuse to eat baked goods today. No, I'm not. I don't have a Peloton yet, so I have to be careful.
Okay, there's the
Can you please walk us over to the fireplace and show us your living room?
Of course. Living room. Okay, wait. Am I doing this right?
Yes, very nice.
Yeah, so again, this room had a little refresh. Oh, sorry. That would be the man delivering 5 yards of pea gravel.
Okay.
For the vegetable garden.
Okay.
Pickle. No, pickle. Pickle. That's enough. No.
You can pick pickle up.
I'm going to pick her. Come here. Dare you go.
So while you're doing that, Rosie, I remember we had a chat about pink when I visited.
Yes.
And about how that particular pink on your sofa is a good mood.
Oh, this color, I'm telling you, I'm dumping that dog. Get down there. Okay. I don't know. Can people see it?
Yep, perfectly. That's great.
Okay. So this was when I was going to recover the sofas, I was, okay, what am I doing? I knew I wanted a color. I just felt like I wanted to commit to something. They had been very neutral prior to this. And it was really interesting exercise with the rug, looking at this rug. And again, I wanted to see if I can show you it.
Yep.
But do you see, it's like one of these over-dyed patchwork.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, and you know, overall, this is a blue rug, but there is so much pink running through it. It was just a really interesting exercise to put down a million fabric swatches on it and just see what's really kind of jumped. And overall, it was definitely this pink. So I was thrilled because I just find this dusty, soft pink so soothing. I don't know. It's one of my happiest decisions I think I've made in so long. And
it's a good neutral, and it's more interesting than white. It's more flattering. They always say, always have things around you that are flattering to you.
Yeah.
And
everyone looks good on
color.
Yeah. And the other thing is, of course, I am well known, if anybody has read Let Me Feed You, I'm well known for my blue stripes. So what I loved was being able to incorporate into this room so much of these blue, I don't know if I'm doing it right, blue stripes.
You are, and it doesn't look sweet. It looks handsome enough for Paul to sit there and not feel like he's in a girly room.
Exactly. He was very keen. Oh, and then the other thing if I have a second to talk about, because I just think this is the greatest story, is my coffee table.
Yes.
Because again, I wanted to replace the coffee table. This is a hard thing to do. I don't know but to me, searching for a coffee table, I don't know. They just all look the same. They all it's hard to. So through the magic of Instagram, let me see if I can stand back and do this.
Mm-hmm.
See this?
Yeah, okay. It kind of looks like a wood bench.
Yes. So that was exactly, I saw, I don't know if I'm doing this right.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
It looks like a wood bench.
Okay,
And it
so
looks like 2 planks.
there's this fabulous woman on Instagram, under her handle is Steel Wood Design, and her father make charcuterie boards.
Mm.
And she posted this image of a bench she made for somebody at the end of their bed. And so I direct messaged her and I said, hey, like, can you make a coffee table? And she's like, yeah, sure. We literally did this whole transaction, this conversation via direct message on Instagram.
Can I see the legs? The legs?
Yeah. Well, hold on a second.
Just get down on your knees with your computer. Yeah. And yes. Okay. So it's another piece of wood.
Yeah. 2 pieces.
Yeah.
You see that
2
gap?
pieces. Yeah. 2 pieces with a gap in the middle.
Yes.
Got it.
The gap?
But that gap is important because otherwise it would just look like a big wide plank.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, this is all reclaimed wood that she's used. Okay.
Good.
So anyways, we had this great conversation. We never spoke in person. We just direct messaged. And then she sent me, here's a drawing. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Looks great. I trust you. Yeah. And then she showed up at my house a couple of weeks later with the coffee table and I met her. She's lovely. And I was so happy.
It was just a way, you loved the way it all came together.
Yeah. So it was
I think that's a great story.
That story. Yeah. Yeah.
But what you said, that was really important was, I trust you, because that's the biggest hurdle for most people. They just cannot trust the artisan to know what they're doing and have the right proportions and come up with the right thing. And you have to, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you're never going to get it if you don't trust.
That gap down the middle was completely like, when she showed up, she was like, I said, oh my God, I love that break. And that was their decision. They did. And so yes, that's absolutely right, Lynda. Trust the people you're working with.
Yeah.
To me, you will get better results.
You will.
So yeah.
I think that's great, Rosie. We've loved this tour.
Oh, good.
So as we leave, anything about cinnamon buns?
Oh, well, we're making, okay, well, we just rolled those out, which was exciting because this was, a long-standing tradition. We call them Saturday Cinny Buns. And we make 3 different kinds of fruit cinnamon buns, and they're very popular. So just this week, I tested. My family was very annoyed with me because I brought home a 4-pack of cinnamon buns, unbaked, to test the process. Like, hey, can I let these rise overnight, bake them off in the morning, which I did. We baked them off perfectly, got up really early to set the oven. Great, perfect. They came out. So Paul was thrilled. He was thinking he's having cinnamon buns for breakfast. And I was like, no, don't touch those. No, this is part of my test. No, I have to glaze them. So yeah, he was a little miffed at me. So,
were they good in the end?
They were excellent, absolutely excellent. It worked perfectly. So now people can have butter cinnamon buns in their own kitchen on Saturday.
Okay, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I probably can't get them in Toronto, but I want to tell you that my history with cinnamon buns goes back to British Columbia.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, because my late husband, Michael Davies, who you knew, went to UBC, and he and his buddies said the best cinnamon buns on the planet are at the UBC
what's it called?
commissary, the cafeteria.
Yes, but they have a funny name for it.
Yeah. Anyway, we got the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll send it to you if you want. And I made them one time, but they make enough for an army. I don't know how to cut the recipe down.
What? I'm really good at scaling down a recipe.
So I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll send you English muffins. You send me
cinnamon buns. And I'll put the UBC cinnamon bun recipe up on the website at houseandhome.com.
That is an excellent idea.
They are fantastic.
They are quite famous.
Making a lot.
Okay, I'm used to that.
But now I know you can freeze it, so our viewers can do it.
Yes, absolutely.
So they're famous. I didn't know that.
Yes, everyone knows about here.
Thank you very much for this. I look forward to seeing you on the other side, as they say.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Lynda.
Stay safe.
You too.
Bye, Rosie.